Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how easy it is to actually hit your macros. And I'm going to lay it all out on the computer, and I'm going to do two different sets of macros. Here's kind of the key. I know everybody loves their mobile phones. The desktops or laptops make all of this so much easier. Yes, you can do this on your mobile phone, but doing it on your desktop or a laptop is going to make this so much easier. So don't be afraid to get on your computer. You don't have to do everything on your phone. So if you'll come right in, I'm going to show you how easy this really is. I've gone through, and as you can see, I've laid out breakfast, a snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and a snack. So you can have up to 6 meals in a day. You don't have to, but that's really how it's going to happen. So this is what you should do. Go through and plan your food for tomorrow, tonight. That way you can go through and I'll show you how to hit your totals. So MyFitnessPal, please don't pay them a dime. You don't have to. You don't ignore the totals that they're gonna give you. What you wanna see are the totals here. This is your input field for whatever food you put in. So if you know what your macros are, then it's going to be easy to hit those and you don't have to pay them. Anyways, first thing we're going to do is we're going to add breakfast. Okay, so breakfast, you come in and I typically will have oats and I'll have berries and I'll have eggs and I'll have egg whites. Done. I also have a bunch of other options, as you could have seen, as different variety, right? So there's breakfast, next meal, snack. See how there's all these different options from all the different times that I've done nutrition for other people. We can do whole bread, and we're going to do MTS whey. What I like to do is I'll have my toast and I'll have whey protein powder before I work out, and then I'll also put in a scoop. That's why there's 2 servings post-workout. Lunch, let's say that you're going to do some chicken, you're going to do some rice, throw in some mushrooms and some olives, and all of that's checked in. You can back this up a little bit, thanks. And here we're going to do a snack. Let's say that you're going to do what? Let's say some almonds, and I'm going to add that. So it's put in, but I'm going to put in a different food as well, just to show you how easy this is. Search for a food. So we're going to go 2% Dairy Gold cottage cheese. And look, there it is. Tells me half a cup. I'm just going to put in a cup just because. And it doesn't matter. Really, I'm just inputting all the meals that I plan to eat, and then I'm going to show you how to adjust them. Dinner, let's say I'm going to have a yam, I'm going to have salmon, and we're going to have broccoli for dinner. Obviously, you could do spinach, you could do turkey, you can do a top sirloin, you can do all these different things. Foods added, snack. I like to have eggs before I go to bed with green beans. I know that sounds weird, but I think it tastes delicious. Okay, so I've gone through and I've input all of my meals for the day. See how long that took? It didn't take very long. These are the totals down here that you can see. These are my carb grams. These are my fat grams. Here are proteins. Here is fiber. Here is sugar. Now, for our purposes, see these macros right here? Carbs 250, proteins 160, and fat 172 or 72 grams. We're going to hit these macros, all right? So if we come back, we can look, all right, carbs are actually right where we want them. Fats are within the variance that we want, but proteins are really high, okay? So what do I do? How do I fix this? It's easy. You go through and you look at everything that is your proteins and you reduce them. So instead of 7 ounces of chicken, let's pull this back to 4 ounces. See, 4 ounces. Saves. And look, you go back through and it's dropped a little bit. Okay, well that's not quite enough. Let's take our salmon and we're going to pull that to 4 ounces. And we're going to take our egg whites and we're going to move this to 1 egg white. And we're going to take this where it says 10 egg whites, and we're going to move this to 3 egg whites. And let's see here. Where are we at for proteins? 204. Still proteins are too high. So we'll take this, we'll adjust this because we can just move that back to half a cup. 1 serving. So here we are. We're now at 191 for proteins. So you just keep pulling. Okay, well that's too high. So then let's take this and we're going to cut it back to 1 serving. But we're going to split that for pre and post into half and half. And that now puts us at 166. So we're not quite there. As you can see, our carbs and our fats have slightly adjusted down, but that's fine. We'll fix that. Bringing these proteins down just a little bit more. Let's take these egg whites and we're going to pull that down to 2 egg whites. And we're within our variance that we like. We're still a little bit shy on fats, and carbs are a little bit on the low side by 8 grams. Okay, so how do we solve that? Well, we can take this and move this to 5 ounces of yams instead of 4, and look what happens. Carb totals, 5. We're now short a little bit on fats. Proteins are still a little high, but they're within the variance that's acceptable. So what can we do to increase fats? Well, we can come right here and we're going to add a food. We're going to add a little bit of, let's see if I can find it real quick, olive oil. So I added a tablespoon and it's going to pop my fats too high. We're at 81 grams. Oh no, what do we do? Okay, well we then go through and we adjust to teaspoons. So you add a teaspoon, make it kind of a stir fry. Remember, target 72 grams. Look at this, 250 grams, 72 grams, 163 grams. 250 grams, 160, 72. Our fiber's right on line. As you can see right here, 38, 38. Really, you don't need more than, you don't want any less than 25 grams, but their fiber grams are pretty good. And look, sugar's 31. They're saying that I can have another 78 grams of sugar, but I don't see that that's necessary. So that was how I hit my grams. We're actually going to come back in because we're going to hit this other one now, the 180, 110, and 48. So come back in. Obviously, we're going to want to now look at carbs, all right? Well, if we're going to look for 180 grams, we're going to adjust this down. And even though it says 1 cup cooked, you know that half a cup is going to change that. Already we're down to 223. Let's pull this down to 4 ounces of yam. Let's look at our lunch, and we have 1.5 cups. So let's move this to 3/4 cup, 0.75. Look how long that took. It didn't take very long at all, and bam, you're right at 180 grams of carbs. Fats, we want it to be at 48 grams, so let's take this olive oil. We're going to pull that back out. And fat grams are now 63. Let's take, we got 2 whole eggs here. Let's just completely eliminate those. You're at 53 grams of fat. Now, as we adjust proteins down, because we want to get this down to 110 now, we're going to see that fats are going to drop as well. So if we go to 2 ounces of salmon and we go to take this chicken breast and we move that down to 2 ounces. And let's see where our proteins are at. 117. Our carbs and our fats are pretty much right on target. Proteins are just a little high. We have 2 whole eggs there. So what we can do is we can move this to 1 whole egg. Now that's going to drop our fats and our proteins, but proteins are good. So, okay, well, we need a little bit of fats. Well, then let's go back to that lunch where we had pulled the fat, the olive oil, and let me switch it to teaspoon. Let's add that back in. Remember, we want 180 carbs, 110 protein, and 48 grams of fat. Well, look at that. Bam. 179 carbs, variance is fine. We wanted 180. We wanted 48 grams of fat. You're at 47. That's fine. Proteins, we wanted 110. Now it's 111. That's totally fine. So, as you can see, I was able to do 2 entire meal plans, adjusting everything in 10 minutes. From absolute base, nothing planned, to finish. That's how you do it. It's that easy. So there you go. Now you're prepared.